We now return to Mind Your Own Business on Dzrj810 AM, the voice of the Philippines. Here are your hosts, Nicole Jacinto and Nikki De Vega.
Okay, welcome back, folks. This is Nicole Jacinto, and with me is Attorney Jennifer Lizano from the NDV Law Offices. That's Nicolas and De Vega Law Offices. Actually, Attorney Lizano, can I ask you to give your address, because I really recommend your firm.
Okay.
This is something I'm really hell-bent on recommending good lawyers to people, because you know, when you look at the country and the situation, and then you look at what's going on in the budget hearings, I really hope that we churn out good lawyers. Not bad lawyers, but good lawyers and people who understand the law that is supposed to govern us as a nation, and that's supposed to govern our us when it comes to even on the barangay level. No, there's laws that we've agreed as a society to follow, and I hope that we can see where we can make amendments or change laws to suit to better suit our needs as a society, as a people, whether it's on the local level or all the way up to the Constitution if it needs amending. I don't know, but really I think it's very important, and I've had very good experiences with your law office. So if perhaps maybe you can read out your address, and
Okay.
I have your numbers, so I'll be the one to do that.
Okay, Nicolas and De Vega Law Offices is located at 16th floor, Suite 1607, AIC Burgundy Empire Tower, ADB Avenue, corner Sapphire and Garnet Roads, or Tiga Center, 1605, Pasig City, Metro Manila.
And that's right across the
Robinson's Gallery.
Yeah, it's very near there. And then your telephone numbers are 470-6130
Yes.
and 470-6126.
26,
Yeah, I
yes.
have those numbers, so I know. Anyway, okay, let's get back to our discussion. We were talking about pretrial mediation. So the pretrial conference, as you were saying, what's the we talked about how important the pretrial is, the importance of pretrial, and just one question. Actually, somebody called. You have a caller on the line. We'll put him on. But before we put him on, what are the legal consequences of failure to appear or participate in pretrial proceedings?
Okay.
I'm just very tired today. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said earlier on, attending the pretrial conference is mandatory. So once a party fails to attend the pretrial conference, or he fails to send his lawyer with a proper SPA to attend the pretrial conference, there are serious legal consequences. If the plaintiff or the party who filed the case fails to attend, or his lawyer fails to attend the pretrial conference, the court has the option to dismiss the case outright.
Okay, if the plaintiff does not attend,
Yes.
if the plaintiff does not attend,
The court will dismiss the case with prejudice.
with prejudice, meaning they cannot file the same case again
Anymore, yes.
in any court in the country.
Yes, it will be, when you say that a case has been dismissed on its merits, it means that the decision is an adjudication on the merits of the case.
But when it's dismissed with prejudice, that means you cannot file it in the same
Yes,
case. Okay.
basically, yes.
What if it's there's the plaintiff and the respondent, right?
Or the defendant.
A
in civil
defendant
case, yes.
okay, so
Or
because
respondent.
I like watching TV shows about law, so I'm like as if I know the terms. But anyway, the defendant. Okay, what if it's the defendant that doesn't show up?
If the defendant fails to attend the pretrial, then the court, on its own initiative or upon motion of the plaintiff, can declare the defendant as not necessarily declare them as in default, but then the plaintiff will be allowed to present their evidence ex parte, and then the case will be decided by the court based on the evidence presented by the plaintiff only.
Okay, so ex parte, what does that mean?
It means that the defendant will not be allowed to present his own evidence. He will not be allowed to cross-examine the witnesses that the plaintiff will be presenting. Although he can attend the hearings, be present during the hearings, but he will not be able to cross-examine the witnesses.
Okay, so is there a time when you can enter into the sort of you can't cross-examine although you can attend the hearings, but is there a time when when you can sort of enter into the discussion again and present your own evidence. If, for example, this happens.
If this happens, well, you have to file a motion for reconsideration of the court's order allowing the plaintiff to present its evidence ex parte.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, I'm glad we cleared that up because those are legal consequences, so we should take them seriously. Now, before we get to talking about court annexed mediation, Mang Hernan is on the line. Let's put him on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mang Hernan. How are you today?
Fine. Jennifer is our attorney now.
Yes, Jennifer.
Good morning,
yes,
Mang
for the day.
Hernan.
Nikki, zero OFW. She
I'm
was
sorry?
approved as OFW.
No, she went abroad as a salesman, like you, Mang Hernan.
Yeah, maybe a lawyer or an OFW. Not herself. Anyway, I heard that Jennifer saying the attendance of all parties is mandatory and pre-trial. I'm correct, no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Mang Hernan.
Yeah, but I'd like to go back to the barangay justice system. Can I?
Yes, go ahead, Mang Hernan.
Yeah, mediation, barangay level is mainly for mediatory. To reconcile parties because most of the cases are just, cases that are not so big, not criminal, etc. And I experienced, I went to barangay and complained someone, but he did not appear even once. Maybe we reached about 3 or 4
Hearings.
you call it trial or whatever.
Hearings.
Yeah, he did that, and at one time he just sent his secretary.
His secretary.
So the attendance at barangay level justice system of the respondent or the complainant is not mandatory, attorney.
No, it's not mandatory. Well, it does not have the same legal consequences as failure to attend the pre-trial. I think the basic ending of your case, if you don't or if your respondent does not attend the barangay conciliation hearings, is that the barangay captain will be compelled to issue a certification that you can file the case in court already, since the respondent
precisely. But the barangay justice system is precisely there because to declog the courts, isn't it?
Yes, in the same manner that the mediation process also is designed to declog the court dockets.
Correct.
Yes.
So what I can see is perhaps the barangay law or whatever it is should be amended, and at least the respondent at least should be compelled to attend even once. This situation renders the barangay system inutile.
And then you're forced to go to court.
Just wait for certification if it does not attend, or one of the parties do not attend. That's what I could see. At the prosecutor or fiscal level, it's also mainly mediatory, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
for criminal cases.
Before reaching the court, a pre-trial at the court level, there are 2 levels below that still are mediatory, but there's still so many cases being filed in courts up to this time. At this point of time, the barangay system did not work, I think. Yes. What is your observation, Jennifer?
Well, in that case, sir, I think in that case we can appreciate more the mechanism of the pre-trial proceedings, because at least during the pre-trial, if the respondent still refuses to attend the hearings and heed your demands as a complainant, then there are legal consequences that the court can like, for example, the court can issue or impose sanctions upon him, like contempt of court if he is ordered to attend a particular hearing and he still does not attend. Then it's more serious when it comes to pre-trial.
Oh yeah, another observation. I think there are so many cases for lack of lawyers or whatever, no, not lack of lawyers, but for lack of funds to pay the lawyers, most of these cases, the barangay level and prosecutorial system are not brought to court because of that for that reason. Is that your observation also, Jennifer?
Well, actually, we have an option to go to the PAO, Public Attorney's Office. Yes, they are always welcoming pauper litigants to assist them in their legal needs. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you're a member of the marginalized sector of the community, you're not anymore allowed to have access to justice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, PAO is another level. But perhaps you would agree with me also that our experience is the PAO is also overloaded with so many cases, and they can help only up to what they can do, and most of the time they are the complainant are also helpless.
Yeah. So, Mang Hernan, I think, the suggestions that you're making, I really hope that people can look into it and maybe we can, find a way to, as you said, if it renders it inutil at the barangay level, although even just that simple thing of, I don't know, this is just my opinion. You probably have a better take on it because you are entrenched in the legal system. You're a lawyer. So what Mang Hernan was saying, maybe even just the simple act of requiring attendance, because parang hindi siniseryoso dahil it becomes inutil, then maybe it can help even further in the declogging of the courts and also unloading the public attorney's office, the lawyers there and the PAO from some of their cases, as you were saying. But I don't know, perhaps because, if it really is a case that has to end up going to court, perhaps the judges and the lawyers who are there, it's best tried there. But if it's a simple matter, Mang Hernan, and you're saying that can be taken care of at the barangay level.
That comes to my mind only because of my personal experience.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you, Mang Hernan, that maybe at least attendance should be required even once, that they can already be.
Question
go ahead.
Mang Hernan, is the respondent a resident of the same barangay?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe the barangay captain can ask him personally to attend the hearings. That's basically why the barangay conciliation law was enacted. Correct. Because the barangay captain has personal relations with the members of his own barangay.
Correct. That's why it's called barangay system, because we know each other more or less. But it didn't happen, and the justice system and barangay level was, rendered inutil. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mang Hernan.
Jennifer and Nicole. Thank you.